Well, President Obama has confessed that he smoked dope himself before.
It was wonderful because I was voting downtown and I was voting across from a drug rehab center, and there were some ladies in there, and I was like, well, how long have you all been detox? And they said, just last week. I said, okay, that's good. That's sober enough. We will even take the drug addicts vote. We will even do that.
To seize this moment, we have to use technology to open up our democracy. As president, I'm going to change that. I'll let you participate in government forums, ask questions in real time, offer suggestions that will be reviewed before decisions are made, and let you comment on legislation before it is signed.
In an effort to keep a finger on the pulse of the American public, the Obama transition team asked those logging onto its website to provide a list of the top policy questions facing the nation. Change.gov reports that participation, quote, outpaced our expectations. So you may ask, what is the #1 issue facing America on the website? The legalization of marijuana. The Hill newspaper reports more than a dozen of the top 50 questions pertain to the drug.
We took votes about which questions were going to be asked. And I think 3 million people voted, or 3.5 million people voted.
In April, the concept of the virtual town hall meeting was to have people, the president asked people to go to the website, ask questions of the administration, vote on which questions they wanted to have the president answer, and that he would do so.
I have to say that there was one question that was voted on that ranked fairly high. And that was whether legalizing marijuana would improve the economy and job creation.
Yeah.
And I don't know what this says about the online audience. But I just want. I don't want people to think that this was a fairly popular question. We want to make sure that it was answered. The answer is no. I don't think that is a good strategy to grow our economy. So,
yeah,
You made a joke out of it. You made a joke out of it.
Good. Yeah. Oh, that's very good, Mr. President.
This is like Special Olympics or something.
No.
You made a joke out of it. You made a joke out of it.
I'll let you participate in government forums, ask questions in real time, offer suggestions that will be reviewed before decisions are made, and let you comment on legislation before it is signed.
You made a joke out of it. You made a joke out of it.
I spent the last 2 years of high school in a daze, drank beer heavily, and tried drugs enthusiastically. And if the high didn't solve whatever it was that was getting you down, it could at least help you laugh at the world's ongoing folly and see through all the hypocrisy and cheap moralism.
In terms of legalization of drugs, I think that the battle, the war on drugs has been an utter failure. I believe is that we need to rethink how we are operating in the drug wars, and I think that currently we are not doing a good job.
It could at least help you laugh at the world's ongoing folly and see through all the hypocrisy and cheap moralism.
Now, when it comes to medical marijuana, I have more of a practical view than anything else. I think there are legitimate concerns in not wanting to allow people to grow their own or start setting up mom and pop shops.
Big business does not want us to know that we can cure cancer forever at very low cost.
Why would the pharmaceutical companies want you to be able to grow a plant in your backyard that might cure your menstrual cramps, might solve your headache, might give a terminally ill cancer patient some chance at gaining some weight and having a tiny quality of life? If you can grow that in your backyard, there's no net profit for corporations, and we already know what net profit means to stock prices.
10 states have passed laws permitting the use of medical marijuana. Polling has shown that a large majority of Americans consistently support the use of medical marijuana.
We have this amazing commodity in this country that could put hundreds of thousands of people to work. Our farmers that aren't growing tobacco anymore. We could really reinvigorate this economy if we made hemp legal. We want this commodity. We want lower gas prices, for one. We talked about it earlier. 6% of America's agriculture could be used to grow hemp, and it would solve 100% of our energy needs. 100%. Not 16% or less than 5%. 100%. When we talk about the history of our country and the fact that our Declaration of Independence was written on hemp paper, we sailed here from the motherland of England on sails made of hemp, rope made of hemp. And like I said, Randolph Diesel created the diesel engine itself to run on hemp oil. So this is a part of the fabric of our archetype. This is who we are. You're putting gas in your car right now. If hemp can affect you on the level of putting fuel in your car, then know this. Hemp has no CO2 emissions whatsoever. And that is first and foremost. And the second thing is it's completely sustainable. It's grown above ground. You chop it down, you whack it down, you process it, you make it into fuel, and it grows again. In 10 weeks, you've got another crop. So it's highly sustainable. It's very, very inexpensive to grow because it grows without pesticides. I mean, it's an ancient, mighty wonder crop. I mean, you cannot say enough positive things about this crop. Anything you can make out of plastic can be made out of hemp. You can eat it. It's the highest plant source of available protein on the face of the earth. It's got all the omegas that fish has. And most importantly, is it can be used for fuel. So the $7.5 trillion that has exited our economy over the last 7 years.
That may require some changes in federal law. I will tell you that, I want to be honest with you, whether I want to use a whole lot of political capital on that issue when we're trying to get health care passed or end the war in Iraq is the likelihood of that being real high on my list is not likely.
This drug money funds terror. It's a ploy.
I support the truth, but I don't support my government because our government has lied to us. Those people at Homeland Security were all brought in to fight the so-called war on drugs. When they realized that it failed, they went into terrorism, and now they're trying to combine both of them by saying if you support drug trafficking or if you sell a dime bag at a corner, that means you are now supporting terrorism, which is another lie to the American people.
We didn't need the Patriot Act to have prevented 9/11, and yet the Patriot Act was already pretty much written before 9/11 even happened. It was on the books within weeks. And normally that process takes months to draft that kind of legislation.
Isn't it the ultimate irony that perhaps the modern day Al Capone, Osama bin Laden, exists because of potentially the fact that he is a drug kingpin? Don't people see this? People are never going to do away with the marketplace for drugs, but that in fact it's prohibition that may have led to the actual bombing, the actual destruction of the Twin Towers in New York.
Bin Laden didn't blow up the Twin Towers because he just didn't like Americans. It was about money. Some type of way Bush got into making money and cut him off.
We support 44 dictators. We support drugs. We support the president of Afghanistan, whose brother is the biggest drug lord in Afghanistan. We support the president of Pakistan, who is the one who profits.
We have a government that promotes drugs to get their agendas across in Central America and South America, in Southeast Asia and Southwest Asia, and then puts its own people in jail for using them. Are you really living in a free country?
I've had 2 sitting congressmen tell me this. Jim, you're right. Most people in Washington realize that the war on drugs is not winnable, but it's eminently fundable. And people in government bureaucracy are addicted to the drug war funding. But it's eminently fundable.
You made a joke out of it.
It could at least help you laugh at the world's ongoing folly and see through all the hypocrisy and cheap moralism.
Turn them off!
This is a theater of the absurd, my friends. This is a theater of the absurd.